All right, everybody, here we go. Welcome to the Young Entrepreneur Syndicate, the Labor Day call. It's actually not our Monday night call. We don't skip a week, and it's kind of interesting. The topic for tonight is stay close to the fire, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're staying close to the fire. We could have taken the week off. We could have said it's Labor Day, everyone's off. We're making it up on a Tuesday night because we realize the importance of staying close to the fire. So, when I looked at this topic, I actually told my wife, I said, so the topic is stay close to the fire. And she looked at me, she said, well, what does that mean? I said, oh my gosh, where do you want me to start? There's so many levels. Staying close to the fire is your protection. Staying close to the fire is your warmth. Staying close to the fire is keeping the predators at bay. If you go out camping, especially around here, you know that staying close to the fire keeps the bugs at bay, right? You keep the mosquitoes away, the gnats away, the bears away. You've got instant access to heat and cooking and light. Staying close to the fire extends your hours. Staying close to the fire does so many things just on the literal level. So let's go figurative now. Let's talk business. Are you staying close to your fire? I read a quote earlier today and it said, what's your passion and how is it igniting your purpose? So think about that. We're talking about fire. In this quote, they're talking about igniting your purpose. What ignites your purpose? It should be your passion, but it's more than that. We're going to talk about passion tonight and your fire because that's your drive to succeed. That's your drive to get in and get things done. But more importantly, I think what we have to realize here is that it's more than just passion. It's people. Who is it that you're surrounding yourself with? What is it you're surrounding yourself with? Because that is going to be the fuel on that fire. And Marcy and I just finished reading a book. It was Chasing Summer on the Continental Divide Trail. And Kyle Rohrig is the author. He's written 4 different books. We've read them all. And he's a through hiker. So he's done the Appalachian Trail. He's done the Pacific Crest Trail, the Continental Divide Trail. It took him 2 different tries to do that because he got snowed out on the first run of it. And one of the things he said was there's fire in you that kindles and there's fire in you that consumes. And so you need to kindle a fire. You can't get burned up. I guess that's what my caution here is. Too many people, and I saw this especially in network marketing. When I was building a multi-level marketing business, there were people that could come in and they would flash. Man, they would come in and they would build a fire with passion and desire, and they wanted to do something, and it would consume them and burn them up and fizzle them out. It didn't kindle them. So you need to stay close enough to the fire that it kindles you, but it doesn't consume you. You can't throw yourself into your business headlong at the expense of your family, at the expense of other relationships, at the expense of business relationships, at the expense of your spiritual well-being or your physical health. You have to stay close enough to the fire to get what the fire has to offer without letting it burn you up. And so my caution here tonight is to not be consumed, but to be kindled. And that means staying close to all of those that are sharing in the warmth of your fire, those that share your passion, your desire, even if they're not all in on it, it doesn't mean that they aren't part of your tribe, right? If they're warming themselves by your fire, you want to keep them close. That's going to retain that heat. We get into the law of thermodynamics here and the whole works here. There's so much going on with the fire. I don't want anyone burning out. I want everyone staying plugged in, staying close, stay with your people, and stay on track with your values, stay on track with your health. Gosh, I made a list, and we all know what that is, right? It's your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. You've got to have all of this stuff, and you've got to stay plugged into all of it without burning out. And we've all seen the burnout, right? So how do you stay close, right? You got to keep your tank full and stay focused on what matters. And here was I got a definition for passion that I thought really worked. It says, passion is described as unwavering determination or an internal energy to pursue what you care deeply about or what effortlessly gives you a sense of freedom. Now, this is where a lot of people start a business because it's a hobby. It seems effortless, right? It's something you do for fun. It's something you do for freedom because it gives you all those different things. But when you turn that into a business, it takes more focus, it takes more energy. And as long as you're staying passionate about it and you have a focused, let me say that again, a focused desire. Your desire has to be focused. And that's, if any of you have ever tried to start a fire, I mean, almost from scratch, right? I mean, we're talking twigs and straw and maybe a magnifying glass and some magnesium, a fire starter to get it going. Starting a fire is not easy. It's not easy. And then you've got to blow on it. It takes focused desire. And in fact, I got it for my grandson in his survival kit. It's a blow straw. And it's part of a survival kit. It's a straw that you literally blow on the fire with. And that way you can actually, have that focused energy, focused air going in. And that is what's going to heat that fire up, right? So focus your desire. And that's going to keep you more focused and keep the fire stoked without burning out. The other thing is you get so close to the fire that you're huffing and puffing on it, trying to get that little ember to go. Then you're starting to inhale the carbon monoxide. You get people passing out when they're choking on the smoke and they're doing the inhale. You need to use the right tools. That's why that little straw is so important. You stay away from the fire, the danger of the fire, but you've got the focus on it. So use the tools that you've got, use the people you've got, and make sure you're staying a comfortable distance. And I know that people who, blow glass, I know, Chris, glad you're on tonight. You use fire, man. Fire's your tool, right? But fire's dangerous, man. You could burn the house down. You've got to respect the fire. You've got to make sure you've got a comfortable balance. You've got to keep everything in the right proportions. Anyone who's using the acetylene oxygen torch, right? You've got to get everything just right to get the focus, to get the best heat, to get everything out of it. So focused desire is so important. So staying close to the fire, but be focused and don't burn up. So there's a little thing, a little exercise here, and it's like, here's a self-evaluation for you. Good focus versus less effective focus. Good focus is it easy for you to stay alert? I'm not talking about work here. I'm talking about your business. Is it easy to stay alert? Do you set goals? Do you break tasks into smaller parts? Do you take short breaks? That's good focus. Less effective focus. Do you daydream? When you're supposed to be focused on doing what you're doing, do you start daydreaming? Do you juggle several tasks at once? Do you have trouble tuning out distractions? Do you lose track of your own progress? Just a little self-evaluation there. Are you staying good focused or is it weak focus? Is it effective focus or not effective focus? And then figure out what little things you can do to make it better. How can you get that focused oxygen on the flame? How do you do that? Because it takes less effort when you're doing things properly. Have you ever noticed that? No matter what you're doing, it takes less effort when you're doing it properly. when you're doing things improperly, it's hard. We look like we're flailing around trying to get things done, and we look like idiots, and we're wasting energy and we're wasting time. So make sure you're doing focused jobs. So here's your quick tips. I told you I was going to be brief tonight. Here's 9 tips to focus. Number 1, minimize distractions. And I'm going to throw this out there. Start by checking your social media times. And avoid multitasking. That's under minimize distractions. 2, adopt a touch it once policy. When I was working in the corporate world and even in professional sales, it was a touch it once. If there was mail that came in on my desk and it was like, okay, you open that letter up and there's something you've got to respond to, there's a problem, whatever it is, whether it was a phone call, an email, a follow-up letter, you touch it once and you're done. I hated going into people's offices that had in baskets and outgoing baskets, right? If something hit the in basket, it was in the out immediately. You don't let the in baskets pile up. So adopt the touch it once policy. You don't have to keep spinning your wheels over stuff. Limit your focus. This is number 3. Limit your focus and minimize disruptions. If you're in work mode, silence your phone. If you're in work mode, set the expectations with the rest of your family and the rest of your coworkers or whatever. Say, look, I'm going to be focused for the next 1 hour. I'm not taking calls. I can't be disturbed. Give me this time, 1 hour, and then I'm all yours. Whatever that happens to be. Limit your focus. Number 4, live in the now. Be appreciative for where you are, what you've got going on, and be grateful. If you're grateful for every moment, you will be more productive. I promise you, it's probably one of the secrets of the trade, right? If you love what you're doing and you can stay focused, live in the present moment, not think about what happened yesterday, not think about what you've got to do tomorrow, stay focused in the now and be grateful for it, you will be more productive. I promise. Your fire will burn hot. Number 5, health. Health. This gets down to breathing. When you're working, are you remembering to breathe? Are you taking deep cleansing breaths? Are you doing that? Or are you just plowing through and plowing through? Keep your brain oxygenated. Sleep. Are you getting enough? What can you do to get more sleep? Can you go to bed earlier? They say don't do devices, electronic devices before bed. Turn the TV off an hour before you go in. I mean, all kinds of things. If you got to do blackout on your windows, put tinfoil up or whatever, do what you've got to do to make yourself a comfortable environment. Experiment with white noise. There are all kinds of things you can do. Just try different things until you get your sleep dialed in. Exercise. We all know that. I was just reading something a little bit ago that said if you walk for 10 minutes after a meal, that's probably one of the best things you can do for your health and diet. If you're one of those that just eat and you go sit back down to work, or you go back to work without just processing some of that, or worse, people who eat the evening meal and then sit down in front of the TV, not saying anybody's doing that here, but if you just walk for 10 minutes after you've had a meal, then it's one more thing you can do. You don't have to get into full-blown exercise routine, although I know Heidi would want all of us on that, and that would be beneficial, but start small where you can, where you have to. Fresh air. I'm going to get a big dose of fresh air starting tomorrow. I'm going on a little 4-day mountain holiday. Fresh air. And I even read that trees emit, I can't remember what chemical it is, but in their oils, they emit something that actually counters the cortisone levels in our own bodies. So walking in the woods, walking in the forest makes a physical difference with your health. It's not just the fresh air. It's actually, if you're around trees, it does something to your metabolism, to your body. So do what you can. Take a walk in a park. Meditate, pray, whatever that means to you. Take some time out to clear your mind. That's all under the health category. And this is nothing new. I know I'm not telling you anything new, but you know what? Which of these things can you improve? We all know it. I saw some heads nod already. Mine being one of them. I know I've got improvements. All right. Number 6, take short breaks. Take short breaks. This isn't, every day at work is not a marathon. It's not supposed to be. If you're going to take the fun out of it, take short breaks. I don't care what you do on them, but take a break. Number 7, and this is an area that I really do well in, simplify. Simplify your processes. Simplify your environment. Anything you can do to make things easier and more simple, right, is going to help you. You are going to be more productive. You're going to feel better about yourself, feel better about your environment. You will get more done. Number 8, do not compare or worry about what others think. We've talked about this several times on different lessons. It is imperative that you run your own race. This isn't about somebody else. Well, somebody else just started a business 2 years ago and they've already, they're launching, they're going to do an IPO. I don't care. They've got 16 employees now. They started with 1 a year ago. I don't care. What does that have to do with you? No comparisons. You can't. Well, there's social media posts. They're doing a better job there. They've got more followers than me. I don't care. Run your own race. Do what you're doing and stop looking at other people and a comparison thing. Look at other people for ideas that they can do. Look for ideas that they can give you to improve yourself, but don't compare yourself to them. And definitely don't worry about what you're doing. If you're focused on your passion, don't worry. The worry factor will draw you down. And number 9, and my final one, keep practicing all of these things. You've got a list here. Go back to it. Go back to it next week. Go back to it in the middle of the week. Go back to it this weekend and say, did I make a difference on any of these? Just a little difference. Pat yourself on the back, move forward and get some more. Go get some more. And if you're having trouble, you can't do this on your own, get support. We are here at the Young Entrepreneur Syndicate. Myself, Jim, Rachel, all the members here will pick up the phone, return your texts, return your emails, return your calls, give you the time, no matter what it is, on any of these categories. You want ideas, you want us to help problem solve, you just want to purge and get stuff off your chest. That's a safe place to, complain so you're not complaining to your family or to coworkers. Hey, we're here. All right? Stay plugged in. And that's the next message. This kind of goes without saying. That's why we're here tonight. We're staying close to the fire. Jim and I realized we took a 2-week off once with a holiday over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I think. And it's like, we shouldn't have done that. We missed that one day to start our week off with this call, and we missed it. We missed the people on it, and they missed us. So, yeah, we didn't do it yesterday, had a great day. We make up for it on the next day. Stay plugged in, stay close to the fire, and don't burn out. And one last story to finish this off. Network marketing, it's a great thing because there's so much, it's so easy to burn out when you're, everything's against you and it's easy to stop. But I'm telling you, watching the people that came in with a burning desire and then fizzled out, the ones that fizzled out were the ones that didn't stay close to the fire. And here was the one thing that I saw most often. They were chasing the next shiny thing. They always wanted the next, well, this one's not working as fast as I wanted it to. I'm going to get involved in another network marketing thing. I believe in the concept. I believe in it. So now I'm going to go try this one, or I'm going to try juggling 3 different network marketing businesses all at the same time. And those were the ones that would start out strong and then fizzle out. And I had more conversations with people a year later where I'd come up and say, hey, do you realize that if you just had 2 more customers, you would be bringing in about $400 a month if you just went out and got those 2 customers so you were qualified for this next pay level? And they would say, what? I don't get it. What? You got to stay plugged in. You have to understand business and you have to understand the networks that you're in and the networks you're building. So don't go chasing the next shiny thing. Stick with what you've got. Stick with the fire you've built. Go spend your time getting another log for the fire that you built. Don't go out trying to start another fire. I'm telling you, it's harder to start fires than it is to keep a fire going. So stick with the fire you've got. Put yourself all in. Stay close to it. Get other people to help you stoke that fire, to build that fire up, gather the firewood, whatever that means to you and your business. That's the Labor Day message for today. stay close to the fire. Jim, I know you've got to cut loose, but I told you it's going to be quick tonight. I'll get your comments first, and we'll go to everyone else. If anyone's got anything, questions, concerns, heartache, let us have it.
Right on. Thanks, Rod. Good topic. Good reminder. I have a few private coaching clients, and my message to them this morning was, what you do now, you'll see the results of in 90 days, right? So as Rod's talking about, sticking close to your fire, sticking close to your goals, sticking close to your values. It's interesting when you put that theory in practice. So if you remember, I ran that political campaign till June 4th. Primaries were over. June 5th, I was back in the office grinding away at, clients. What am I going to do? What's my next move? How do I finish off the year? Well, here we are 90 days later, and I'm just being bombarded with great things. Seeds that I planted in June are coming in now. So my clients are up. My opportunities are way up. I'm at the point now where I'm turning stuff down. I just got my real estate license, so I'll be officially starting on Friday. So I'll be a license holder there. So if anybody needs any real estate help, I'm your guy now. But these are all things that I planted those seeds 90 days ago. So when you think about the balance of this year, if you start planting seeds now or in the first couple of weeks of September, by the time you get to December, when everybody's chasing around because of the holiday and they're short on cash and post-election, all this stuff, you'll be in a perfect spot. And so how I relate that back to my fire, and this is something that was not only fun, but exciting for our family to do in the last couple of weeks, because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions and we're going to set new goals for New Year's. We're doing that now. We already know what 2025 looks like. We already know what business we're going to be doing now between now and the beginning of the year and what that's going to look like. So what I did with the family the last couple of weeks, I said, all right, what vacations do we want to take? Where do we want to go? What do we want to be doing each month for the next 6 months? Now that might sound like a luxury to some, but it's exactly the life that we built almost 6 years ago now. And that was more time for God, family, giving back, health, all those things, business being last. So a part of that is establishing what's our priority, what's our give back philosophy, what does our time as a family look like, and where does that lead us? So then we mapped all that out. And the last thing on my goal list or my values list is business. So what does that mean? I take the family map of what we want to do the next 6 months, way into 2025. And now I build my business around that. Not only does that tell me where I need to be, what I need to make, how often I need to be doing it, when and where, and it allows my values to flourish, right? And so for me, keeping my fire close is keeping my values close and working a plan around them so that as a family, we're all happy going to the end of the year and into next year. So we've got great trips planned. Chris, I'll probably be down in your area at some point. Well, I know for sure, probably be around March. Got a new client, maybe picking up in Santa Barbara. So I'll swing through and see you down there. These are important factors to think about because if you put them top of mind, Riley's got a new business starting, right? Riley, if you start focusing now on what needs to be done, you will see the results of that by December. And hopefully you're rocking pretty good into the new year with your new business. So don't take it lightly. Don't take these reminders lightly. And Rada, I love that you brought up the point that this is a holiday week. When we did take those 2 weeks off so long ago, I felt it personally. So whether you get one thing out of this or nothing out of this, you're building discipline to meet every week and be around other people that all want to aspire to do the same things, right? So we try not to miss the weeks. And again, as a reminder, if you need us, we're here for you. I took a call from an ex-member today and just really enjoyed catching up with him and what he's up to, and very generous offer for him to come out and help if I need anything. Like, it was really neat to hear from people. So as I mentioned, we're always available to you guys if you need us. If you're not on the call tonight and you're listening, you know the drill. We're here for you. So Rod, thanks for a good topic and keeping us on track this week.
You bet. Thank you. I want to say real quickly here that planning ahead is so important. And Jim, you talked about, you're planning your next 6 months. You're planning, next year, what's going to happen in March. My wife is in the birth business, right? So we have for decades now planned our lives 9 months in advance. I mean, that's just how we go. We're 9 months in advance. And it's critical for other people to plan ahead. And I bring that up as an example today because my wife is well sought out. She's got a reputation and people want her. This morning, we're sitting down at breakfast, having coffee, and within 1 hour, my wife turned away 3 clients that called her on the phone this morning because they're due in April. They're having babies in April. They wanted her to deliver their babies. That's $15,000 worth of business that was like, and it's easy to say no. She said, I'm sorry, I'm booked. That it's taken years to get to that point, but you have to start looking further ahead. Look further ahead and plan ahead. It will pay dividends in the long run. And if you're not planning ahead, you're going to be the one getting that sad call that says, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. So it works both ways. You've got to plan ahead. So make it part of your plan to look further in advance. What are you going to be doing with your kids next summer? Right? We just finished a great summer. Plan for your kids. What are you going to be doing with your kids next summer? And it won't be long before it'll be, well, they're going off to college. Then what are you going to do? So plan your summers in advance. What are you going to be doing for the next Christmas break? Make those plans now, solidify them, make those goals, and then get close to the fire, make it happen. All right. I told everyone's going to be quick. We can keep this under half an hour unless you've got something else. Taylor, Riley, Chris, anything to add? Questions? You got a thumbs up there? Helpful? All right. Well, I'm not going to keep you then. Happy Labor Day. You guys finish this week strong. We'll see you next Monday night right here. And don't miss out. You never know what's out there. Peace and
Thanks,
love.
Rod.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody.